Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Area 51, the CIA's secret. This is a 44-minute documentary from National Geographic, and it's from 2014, and a lot has changed since then. I can find Area 51 on Google Maps, and I was, of course, incorrect as soon as I said it yesterday. It's not in New Mexico. I was thinking of Roswell, and I get that all mixed up with the other place that everybody thinks aliens are at. So, yeah, Area 51 has a reputation for being where they keep the secret spaceships and the alien bodies and everything else. That's the secret base. That's what they say is there. And it's really, at least as far as we can verify, we can, as long as as far as they will tell us, for over the years since 1955 or so, since Disneyland's been around, it's been a place where we've created better and better planes for spying, for using stealth technology in order to get the upper hand in the Cold War against the Russians. They launched a satellite before we could. They were getting better fighter planes. They're putting out better fighter planes. The MiG that was shooting down our planes 9-1 back in Vietnam. And so, yeah, they were doing everything they could to get all sorts of brand new types of planes built, and that was the secret place that it's at least 10 miles away from any form of civilization. It's a long trip from the point where they cut you off, or you can drive up to the edge of Area 51. There's no fences, no gates, nothing else, at least at certain points. You can get right up against it, at least according to what they say here in 2014. I don't know if anything's changed since then, and I didn't realize how close it was to Las Vegas in Nevada, so I've been there plenty of times. Las Vegas, not Area 51. I've been there plenty of times, but didn't realize how close I was. It's still a drive. Anyway, in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere, and that's why they picked it. Found on Groom Lake, which is really not a lake, it's a lake bed, and there is no water out there. It's just a place where people were brought to create and test new technology and change the face of warfare and spying up against the Russians in the Cold War. So yeah, that's pretty much what we get. We get a lot of footage. There's a lot of stuff that was released in 2013 and made public. Was that a thing to throw us off the scent so, they could hide the aliens? No. Even if it was, okay, they're trying really hard to keep this a secret for a reason. Honestly, if the aliens are meant to be found, let's just say, I don't think there's going to be a U.S. government. When creatures from another planet who traveled billions of light years to get here arrive, whatever they got going, ain't gonna be stopped by any government on the U.S., any government on the planet. So even the U.S. So just we have to realize that. So you can. They do touch on the conspiracies with UFOs and stuff like that, just a little bit, but for the most part, it's all about aeronautical advancement and the technology that went into all the different secret programs. And you get to see footage of the planes. You get to see some mocked up footage of Groom Lake and Area 51 and what it looks like. The buildings, it doesn't look too exciting, but there are some interesting ways they would test the planes on the ground and how they would react to being seen by radar and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of neat how they did that, and it's kind of neat how sometimes, even with everything they did, the Russians still found out. The one time they never got to see the plane, but they saw the shadow when their satellite went over. I'm going to spoil this little part. basically they would put the plane on a post, run their tests about, radar, throw stuff at it to see if it would, be invisible or not. But when they knew that the satellite was coming around the planet, they would actually put the plane in a hangar, hide it away. But during the day, there would be a point where the plane would cast a shadow, and the area in which that shadow hit would be cooler. So even when the plane was suddenly put away in the hangar, the satellite, when it goes over, was able to sense the cooler parts of the sand and send back an image and idea that they were able to get a general shape of what the plane looked like. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, if this is the kind of thing that interests you, especially with aeronautical history and all the science and secrets that went behind it, well, Area 51 is your place, and Area 51, the CIA secrets, is pretty much right up your alley. It's got a number of the people who actually worked there, who actually were flying the U-2 planes, and not the band, the planes, and all the other different experimental planes. They're allowed to talk about the things that have been revealed, but a lot of those guys don't have clearance anymore to just walk onto the base, even after all the stuff they did. And there's one guy who is actually suing for all the damage that's happened to his body as a result of some of those experiments and the destruction of some of the things they created to make the planes invisible. So, yeah, it's some interesting stuff. But let's pick tomorrow's episode.
407.
407. Getting out of those low numbers. 407. Almost at the end. Huh. All right. This is a series, and I do not know what it is. We'll watch one episode and see how it goes. It is called The Finder. It sounds familiar. Like I know I researched the stuff to make sure that I don't have redundant things or things that aren't on Disney Plus anymore when I make a new list, but I can't remember what this is. Anyway, The Finder is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.